Hello Beaver fans, and welcome back to the third week of Meet the Beavers. And after a dominant performance by the hometown Minot State Beavers, they defeated Southwest Minnesota 42-9. And now they enter homecoming week at 2-0, and the first time being 2-0 since 2002. So a lot of exciting things happening around the Minot State football team. And we got more action for you coming along the way here as we are about to get started with our third guest this week. And you know, there's a lot happening around campus, especially homecoming week, and make sure you students and faculty get out there and enjoy all the amazing things that Minot State University has to offer. But with that being said, our next guest, a hard-hitting defensive back from the Minot State football team, a transfer from Georgia Southern, added on by Coach Shields and company. We are joined now by Myzel Williams. Myzel, good to have you on board today. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm glad to be here, man. I'm glad to be here.
Awesome. We're happy to have you on board here, Myzel. We'll talk first off. So you came from Division I Georgia Southern. Just straight up, how has Minot treated you so far?
It's been cool, man. It's been real cool. There isn't a huge jump in terms of talent-wise when you go from the Division I to Division II level. A lot of it is more so like interior defenders and offensive linemen and things like that. But the city's been good. I had to adjust to the weather a little bit, but the people here are real nice. I like my teammates. I like my coaches. So it's been a good switch.
No, that's awesome. And yes, that weather is just going to be quite the adjustment here coming soon. So hopefully it's not as bad in years past, but. Let's talk homecoming week, Myzel. How's it been for you, and what have you been able to do on campus?
It's been real cool, man. Minot State, you guys take homecoming real serious around here, man. And MSU Life does a real good job. I got a lot of teammates that are on that club, so I've been able to go to a few of the events. 500 Ways to Win. I went to check out a flag football game that they hosted on the field yesterday. So it's been cool, man, to see so many people around campus have so much campus spirit and things like that. So I'm glad that I play for a university that takes things like that real serious, and hopefully this weekend we can end it off with a bang.
Absolutely, and a big one, especially against Northern State coming up. Myzel, there was a rumor has it you were at the hypnotist event, and there's a little crazy business happening. Do you want to expand on that a little bit?
Yes, my buddies convinced me to go up on the stage to the hypnotist the other day, and he made me sing heavy metal ABCs, and it was. I don't remember a whole bunch from the event. I just remember bits and pieces, but trust me, they haven't been hesitant about letting me know. There's been plenty of videos and things like that. So, and people have been calling me ABC man around campus. So. I think I'm going to hold that reputation for probably the remainder of the semester. But it was fun, man. It was something new, something I've never done before. So I'm glad that people were able to get a kick out of it, though.
Yeah, always good to have fun with the teammates and being able to, showcase, I don't know, maybe a hidden talent of yours.
Maybe.
So, yeah,
I might have a career in that and when football's over.
Yeah, you never know. So, yeah, and tell us some other favorite parts, with that being said, some other favorite parts that you have about Minot or about the campus.
About the campus, probably the number one thing that sticks out with me or Minot as a whole is the people. Coming from the South, people are a certain way, and when I came up here, it was kind of surprised how nice everybody was. I mean, these are some of the nicest people I've ever met in my life. People on campus, people outside of campus. You go to the restaurants, and people, they'll sit. The owners of the restaurant will sit and have a conversation with you. And I never, experienced anything like that until I got here. So I think, the people here in Minot are a lot different than I've experienced in, hometown and things like that. Not that, Southern people are bad or anything like that. It's just I've never seen people this kind, and this open and this, welcoming and things like that. So I think that's probably the biggest thing that sticks out with me is in the city as a whole. So yeah.
Awesome. Let's talk about you for a second. Do you have any special routines on game day or at practice, and do you have any superstitions of that nature?
I don't have any superstitions, but I'm a guy that likes to. What I do is I have like periods during the day. So on game day when I first wake up in the morning, usually people like to be calm when they first wake up in the morning. I'm not like that. I'm intense from the moment I wake up. So from the moment I wake up, I'm listening to the music that gets me really in that mood.
Nice.
And it gets me in that mood for a little bit. And then once it gets to around about a little bit before pregame meal, and then that's when I start to go down a little bit more, and that's when I'm listening to my gospel music and the music that'll soothe me and calm my nerves down, because I get extremely nervous before the game, no matter what level it is, little league, high school, college. I get extremely nervous, so I gotta play some music that'll calm me down and things like that. Or my nerves will jump up real high, and then right before it's time to go back out onto the field, that's when I get in that mode again and start listening to that music to get me hyped up and ready to play. So that's kind of how my routine goes, but nothing too superstitious or anything like that.
Yeah, no, nice. That's a very nice genre, and I love to hear about all that, Myzel, and talking more about any hobbies that you have that you do on the side aside from football and or in the classroom.
Hobbies. I make the joke that football is my hobby. I think a lot of my time is spent on the field and things like that. I watch a lot of film, but and even when I'm not watching film of our opponent or watching film of practice or at practice, I'm watching film of other players, guys that I idolize, the Justin Simmons, the Jesse Bates, and the people like the guys in the league right now that are making a big impact. And I try to pick at their game and try to see what I can take from their game and apply it to myself. So I do a lot of studying in that regard. And if I'm not doing that, then I'm probably watching a movie, watching some something that has to do with superheroes or something like that. So yeah, that's what I like to do in my free time. I don't like really doing a whole lot, because I think football and school takes up a lot of my time. So whenever I am having some free time, I really just like to chill and relax a little bit. So get my mind off of some other things and just chill.
Yeah, it never hurts to relax, and you brought up something that I never even considered. I didn't even ask the other two guests, who do they watch in the NFL? Who do they root for? And, who do they look up to? So when you mentioned Justin Simmons, Jesse Bates, that's good that, studying at the, what players are doing at the professional level. So that's a lot of good input there, Myzel, as always. And, let's talk. Going on to the gridiron, you couldn't have asked for a better start with that INT against Valley City State. How good did it feel to, get the season rolling off of that?
That was cool. It was a big help to the defensive line. If anybody looked at the play, the guy that he was throwing the ball to was actually pretty open. But Zeth did an awesome job coming off the edge and making some pressure, and then forced the quarterback to throw it off his back leg, and he kind of overthrew the guy a little bit, and that was just right place, right time. And so it was good to be able to do that. I was telling the guys all week that I was going to catch one. So my dad used to always tell me, if you visualize yourself making plays, you go out there and you do it. So I was visualizing myself making a play all week, and just right place, right time helped my guy Zeth. I was able to get it, but it was a good way to start off the year, and hopefully I can get a few more of them before the season's over with.
Absolutely, we're rooting for you, and especially all the rest of the Beaver defensive unit. And speaking of 4 turnovers that led to scores. Yeah. Have you ever seen something like that before in a live game?
I was saying, as soon as the game was over, the thing that I said most after the Southwest Minnesota State game was, I've never seen anything like that before in my life. I've never seen it. To 6 turnovers in a game is one thing. A couple, I've seen defenses score touchdowns, but 4 touchdowns from a defense in one game is something that I've never seen ever. And I'm glad that we were able to, that I was able to be a part of, the first time I was able to see it. So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, if the Minot State Beavers if their defensive and special teams units were part of a fantasy football league, boy, that could have easily won you your week. So yeah, that is crazy what happened. Again, that contributed to the 42-9 win, Beavers over Southwest last week. And now we focus next on the game coming up against Northern State. Have you looked at any film from them? What stands out to you regarding Northern State and what they present to the table?
Northern State is a team that, if you just look on paper, or if you just look at the numbers, you can be really thrown off. They're a team that played South Dakota the first game, which is a Division I team, FCS team, and they got beat pretty bad, and then they played University of Sioux Falls for their second game, and that game wasn't really close, but Sioux Falls is a pretty good team. So they played really 2 good teams for their first 2 games. So if you look at the numbers aren't really impressive. So, but you can get thrown off. But if you really look at them on tape, they're actually a really impressive team. They're a good team. I think they're better than both of the teams that we played thus far. They got a really good quarterback that's really elusive, really mobile. He's a transfer guy, and then they have a running back that's really impressive as well. A really slippery guy, a powerful guy, and we had a hard time stopping the run last game. So I know that they're gonna come into this game and try to establish the run. So we got to be prepared for that. But Coach Roth every week gets us very prepared physically, whether it's running to the ball in the practice. Our motto is make practice hard so that the game will be easy. So he does a good job with preparing us physically and preparing us mentally, you know, with formations. We're calling out route concepts, we're calling out formations, we're calling out splits and things like that, understanding of what was going to come, and that really helps us in the game, you know, get one step ahead of the offense. So I think we have a good game plan and you know, going into this week, but you know, it's gonna be a battle. We're gonna have to fight. Our coach has this motto that we're Mike Tyson with just. We don't do anything fancy. We're just Mike Tyson with the towel around our neck. We're going to and we're trying to beat people up. So that's our motto going into this week, and hopefully that the game plan will help us a lot. But you know, it'll be a good game. It'll be a real good game.
Yeah, I love the mentality, and like you said, it should be a great contest coming up at the Herb this weekend, Myzel. And do you have anything you want to say to the fans? You know, it's going to be a ruckus crowd, homecoming, all the camaraderie, festivities. Anything you want to say to the fans that will be there at the Herb?
Well, we just want to say we appreciate you guys. You know, we were saying before the season, our team, that like Minot State has been waiting to have a team to root for and things like that. But these people around the city are very passionate about football, even though, you know, Minot State hasn't really given them a reason to be passionate in years past. But, you know, we just really appreciate you guys supporting us, being there for us, and you know, hopefully we can give you guys a reason to continue to cheer. But we need you guys there on Saturday cheering us on. It's going to be a good game. It's going to be a big game. It's the biggest game because we're playing in it. That's what our coach always says. So we look forward to seeing you guys there, and hopefully it'll be a show.
Yep, you heard it, folks. There's your homework this weekend, courtesy of Myzel Williams. Get out to homecoming this weekend. Minot State versus Northern State. I believe kickoff is at 2 p.m. at the Herb Parker Stadium. Myzel, before we send you off, anything else you'd like to mention on the show or to the fans?
I just really appreciate you know, being here, man. I really appreciate being here. I love being here. I love the school. I love the team. I love the city. You know, I say all the time to my buddies that I'd have no problem raising a family in Minot. So I appreciate all the Minot natives out there who make the city what it is. All the people involved with our campus that make the campus what it is, and you guys are doing an awesome job, and you guys will continue to do an awesome job even when I'm not here anymore. So, you know, big ups to you guys for the work that you guys put in, for the passion that you guys have for the city, for the community, for the university. It doesn't go unnoticed.
Myzel, thank you so much for your time today.
Yes,
we appreciate it. There you heard it, folks. That was Myzel Williams, defensive back on the Minot State football team, talking about himself and previewing a little bit of the Minot State and Northern State homecoming match this weekend. Again, 2 p.m. kickoff this Saturday. This has been another edition of Meet the Beavers. This was episode 3, and we want to give a big thanks to Myzel Williams for being on the show. We'll see you all next week, following what is hopefully another Minot State victory. Until then, I'm your host, Cole Clementis. You guys have a good rest of your day.